Okay, good evening Facebook and welcome to another live with myself, Mystic Witch. Today's live is more of a hair tutorial that I thought I would share with you because there's been so much interest in my natural boar hairbrush that I spoke about a few lives ago. And I know that a lot of people were like, wow, they didn't know that plastics and, let me just adjust this, they didn't know that plastics and metals were so bad for your hair and the condition of the hair. And, years back, I didn't know that it was bad for your hair until I did some research into it because my hair was falling out. Over colouring it with sulfate and paraben dyes, which had a lot of chemicals in it, added to the hair loss, it added to the damaged hair. And at the end of the day, my hair was like straw, it was dry, it started to fall out, and I just wasn't happy with it. So when you're not happy with something, you go and find ways of getting around that, right? You go and find ways of being able to sort that. And one of the ways that I found that I got my hair health back completely, one is my supplements. Putting collagen into my everyday. I use the Avera Glow, which I think I have the sachet here. I use the Avera Glow for my hair every day. But this just does hair, skin, nails, but it's a huge, huge help. Has collagen, has vitamin C in there, hyaluronic. Hyaluronic is huge for hair and skin and nails. It's absolutely huge because one hyaluronic cell can hold 1,000 times its own weight in water or moisture, right? So that means when you've got hyaluronic in your hair, skin and nails, your hair is super, super hydrated. It's super, super shiny, as mine is, super soft and super manageable. So that's first key, is it's not just all about the products. It's not just about the hairbrushing, it's not just about the shampoo, it's about making sure that you have collagen, vitamin C, hyaluronic acid and other vitamins and minerals that your hair needs. So I have Glow every single day, absolutely every single day. And that keeps my hair in tip-top condition. The other thing that you need is a shampoo and conditioner that is paraben and sulfate free. Now the type that I use is Magi Forest, and it's a small family run business that make this shampoo and conditioner. It's about £12 each for the shampoo and conditioner, so £24 for the shampoo and conditioner. But it's a huge bottle and it lasts a long, long time. It really does. Overwashing your hair is the biggest no-no because our scalp holds natural oils, right? And those natural oils are there for a reason, right? And the reason is to condition and, believe it or not, to wash our hair, right? The Victorian ladies had soap and water, which, was just natural soaps and water, but they didn't really have shampoos as such. So they relied a lot on the knowledge that we have excellent oil in our hair follicles, right? It's the same with the boar hair brushes, natural boar hair brushes. They have little tiny yellow, in fact I'm going to show you on my brush, they have little tiny yellow tips on there at the end of the boar brush, and they don't have plastic prongs for the long hairbrush, because my hair is long, so I need the little long plastic ones which have the little black balls on the end, which means that nylon's not going to dig into your scalp. Now, this is natural boar hair, right? No boars were killed in the making of any of the boar hair brushes. It's natural boar hair brushes from boars that died naturally. And the yellow or the lighter pieces on the brush, that is like our hair follicles, and the hair follicles store that natural oil. So you can imagine that when you're getting your brush and then you are taking, for example, your oils are sort of on your scalp, right? And at the tip of our hair follicles. So our little, all that oil, we carry most oil at the base of our neck. That's where a lot of our oils go into play. So the little follicles, yellow follicles on the boar hair brush collect oil. Right? So never share your brush, because your oil is unique to your hair. My oil would be different from your oil, etc., etc. So always, never share your boar hair brush. Always use your own boar hair brush. I don't know if the comments are working on this, but we will see. So as you're brushing your hair with the boar hair, it collects the oil from your follicles as you brush through each hair follicle. And so the next time you brush your hair, it's distributing that oil through your hair, and your hair becomes shiny and clean with those natural oils. Can you see the difference in that bit that I've just done and the other bit? So this is kind of more duller, whereas this is more shiny. If you can see that. So each time, so if I did that back bit, can you see? Because I use my boar hair brush every day, and it gathers my oils every time that I brush it, the hair becomes more shiny the more that you brush it from tip to end, like so. So this is the side that hasn't been brushed, and this is the side that has. So as you can see, and if I did this with this side, it's the same result. I'm just slowly taking the brush through the hair, and as you can you see that shine? It is literally going, and it not only does that, if you're looking for straight hair, it's going to straighten your hair as well without any, brushing it straight down like this is going to give you straight hair. I don't have to use hair straighteners. I just need to simply keep brushing my flat brush. I prefer the flat brushes to the round boar hair brushes. And as you can see, it flattens that hair out. Hi Alexa. So it really does flatten the hair out using the boar hair brush. As you can see, I'm just going to brush.
I don't know that one.
I'm just going to carry on brushing this side and let you see the difference. The Victorian ladies used to brush their hair 100 times. So they would just keep brushing their hair. I'm going to show you a technique on how to do different, how to brush your hair properly with a boar hair brush, but I'm just going to show you the difference. So there is my hair umpteen times brushed on that side. Can you see how flat and shiny that is? Whereas on the other side, there is more kinks to the hair because I've just done a rough brush through that hair. It's detangled the hair, but there is still my natural kinks in it. So I don't like using hot irons on my hair or hair dryers. It ruins your hair, it dries it out. Yeah, exactly, 100 times. Yeah, and there's a reason for it. Because as you can see, so this is the side that I only brushed a couple of times just to show you the shine on it. But what if I wanted it poker straight? Then I'm simply just going to take my time and brush through. Just keep brushing through. Again, there's that 100 times, that's where the 100 times comes into play. Don't rush it. You want to make sure you're going slow and steady so that the oil from your scalp transfers to your hairbrush and adds that moisture and vitamins. We have vitamins in our hair oil and collagen and hyaluronic. So we want all of that in the oil in our hair. Can you see how that is starting to straighten out? And the more that you brush your hair, the more that brushes out. And you won't get that with your nylon brushes or your plastic brushes. You could brush your hair 1,000 times with nylon or plastic brushes. You will not get that shine. You will not get that same effect. And it's because of the boar hair bristles that collect your hair's oil with every hair stroke. Now, to add even more, there's a way that you can add volume or you can add straightener with the hairbrush brushing technique. And I'm going to show you how you brush your hair, that you can get volume or you can get straightener or you can do a bit of both. So I'm going to stand up for this because I need to stand up and hopefully camera right. But yeah, 100 times. Victorians used to brush their hair 100 times. So let me just move this chair out of the way. But I'm going to show you. It's super important. Let me see if I can get this camera right. I might have to stand back a bit just to get the camera. Right, okay. I think you can see me, and I hope you can still hear me. However, you need to be standing. Posture is everything because you don't want to hurt your back doing this. We hold a lot of oil in the back of our head. My hair is quite long, as you will see if I kind of just put my hair to the back. My hair used to be quite short, now it's kind of getting really long. We hold the oils in the nape of our neck. So what we need to do is get the maximum oils from the nape of our neck. So what you're going to do, when you first brush your hair in the morning, you're going to have tangles. And I see a lot of people taking their brush in the morning and they go from the top to the bottom. Don't do that. Because if you've got tucks here or tangles here, they're just going to be tangled all the way down. What I use is a rhino horn. This is made of rhino sort of horn. I'm sure it's either rhino or, I've had this a long time. Can't remember if it's rhino or buffalo horn. It's something like that. But it's a natural comb. And what I do in the morning, especially with long hair, start at the bottom. And you're just going to comb from the bottom and work your way up. Any tugs that you have at the bottom are going to be brushed out. The next tug up is just going to slide out your hair. The next tug up is just going to slide out your hair. And you do that all the way round. That's before you do your boar hair. Wooden brushes, wooden combs such as cedar combs, are really, really good for combing your hair as well. Any cedar comb or buffalo horn or whatever, as long as it's not plastics, metal, they are so bad for your hair. They dry your hair out and they rip your hair out. So you're going to flick your hair forward. You're going to stand with your feet apart, flick your hair forward so that you reveal the nape of the neck. And you might think that looks a bit silly, but it works. So you're going to put your head down to the floor, take your brush, and you're going to brush from the base of your neck all the way forward. Again, just using slow but steady movements, and you'll see that the hair straightens out. You're collecting all the oil from the back of your hair. Now, you might say, well, why hang upside down to do it? Well, the reason is, when your head's upside down, all the blood flows to your scalp. That warms the oils, and it's like putting hot oils through your hair. So you need to warm that scalp oil. So the easiest way to do it is upside down. So you're letting all the blood flow to the scalp. It's warming up that oil, and then that oil is distributed through your hair, like so. Again, the more times you brush this way, the better. Then what you're going to do is you're going to flick your hair back. Now can you see, just by, I'm just going to have a seat again, just by flicking my hair back, can you see how volumized that is? If you are looking for volume for your hair, flick your hair back and just do a very light brush, and you will add volume. You don't need to brush too hard. You've already removed the tangle, so just brush it lightly. And you've added volume. But if you don't want that volume, then what you do is you brush back. So you're brushing forward, and now you're brushing back. So you're getting the oils from the tips of the scalp all the way back through your hair. Remember the sides. And can you see how shiny that is? It's collecting all of that oil. The oil's already been warmed through our hair because we had it upside down. And now we're just simply distributing that oil all the way through our hair. And then from there we can part it or whatever we want to do. And then you're just going to brush it. And keep brushing it until you get the sleek effect that you want from your hair. And look how healthy that hair is, just by doing all of that. Now what I tend to do when I'm doing that process, and it's a good workout as well because you're doing, you're kind of going forward, putting your head to the floor. It's like touching your toes, right? So you're working the stomach muscles, the back muscles as well, and you're brushing. So you want to brush your hair forwards, flick it back, forwards, flick it back, forwards, flick it back 3 times at least. Doing that every day is going to moisturize your hair. Your hair is going to be less greasy, believe it or not. You might think, well, I've got greasy hair. I don't want to be adding more grease from my scalp to my hair. Yes, you do. Because that oil in your scalp is designed for you, right? The oil doesn't only just moisturize your hair and scalp, it washes your hair and scalp as well. This is the Victorian lady's secret years and years ago, when they didn't have the luxury of shampoos. They relied on their own built-in shampoo and conditioner. We all have it. You know, this is why it's so important to make sure that you are getting your daily dose of collagen. Not just in your skincare, but inside out as well. Right? Because the reason I take my Glow every day is so that I'm getting collagen, that hyaluronic acid, and the vitamin C from my bloodstream to my scalp or through my skin. It's one of the biggest secrets of anti-aging skin is the collagen from inside. Good for gut health. Collagen will sort out your digestion problems. If you bloat, you need collagen in your gut. You need to get good gut health. If you're putting on weight, etc., or you end up putting fat onto your hips, your joints or whatever, you need collagen. Collagen, hyaluronic and vitamin C are the glue that holds everything together. As we get older, we lose the collagen, we lose hyaluronic acid, and we lose vitamin C. We need to replace that on a day-to-day basis, which is why I won't compromise on my collagen. I just won't compromise. When you start losing your hair, you realize how valuable your hair is. So I've taught so many people how to get good hair by using paraben and sulfate-free shampoos, by adding collagen, natural collagen and hyaluronic and vitamin C to their daily supplement routines, and switching their plastic brushes for boar hair brushes, which even have the wooden handles. There's no plastic, it's all wooden. All boar hair brushes come with wooden handles. This one is Sassoon. It's a Sassoon brand, and I got this one on Amazon. They last for years if you look after them. This comb, years ago my dog got hold of the end of it and chewed a bit of the end of it, but it's this isn't a plastic comb. I'm sure it's a buffalo horn sort of comb, and again it's good for the hair, but I also use cedarwood combs as well. So in the morning I would take my comb and I would brush from the bottom and then work my way up to the end, and that gets rid of all the tugs in your hair. And then I would take my boar hair brush and I would brush back like I showed you earlier on in the video, and then brush forward, and then I would repeat that twice. Again, if you're wanting just to have kinks in your hair, just do a light brush. If you want to have a straightener effect without using hot straighteners, simply just go slowly through your hair, pulling that hair straight. So you're just going like that, pulling it straight. And just keep doing that. The oils in your hair is going to make it super shiny as well. and I do the other side, I do underneath, and I'm just pulling it straight. Can you see how that is starting to straighten out my hair and get rid of the kinks? Unless of course you want curly hair, in which case you wouldn't need to brush it so much. But already that is starting to straighten out. Mine takes ages to straighten out because I have a natural curl in my hair anyway. But if I really wanted to spend a lot of time straightening it, and I'm not in a hurry, this is the process I would take. I would just basically just keep brushing my hair and keep brushing it and keep brushing it until it got to that stage where it is starting to straighten up. So the key to healthy hair is healthy supplements in, so that it works from the inside out. Using natural collagen based skincare, which I use every day. I won't compromise on my skincare. I take my Glow supplement every day, usually at night time, because I like to take my Glow at night. Some people take it in the morning, some people in the afternoon. I like drinking my collagen at night. I love the Glow because this is a berry flavour, but I also have my green tea in here as well, which is the orange passion. So I mix my berry and orange passion together, and it makes a nice fruity cocktail. I'm getting my vitamins, that collagen, that hyaluronic acid and vitamin C through my bloodstream, so that when I'm brushing my hair upside down and I'm warming that blood up, right, the blood's coming to the surface, it's heating up the natural oils in our scalps, and then we are distributing those natural oils through our hair, making our hair super sleek, super soft and super shiny. No products needed, no chemical based products that we all used to put in our hair that made your hair shiny, right? Oh, my hair's dull, so we would go to the chemist and we would buy a instant shine, right, which had really bad chemicals in them. Excuse my parrot. How to care for your boar hair brush. You can take any comb, and what I tend to do is I take the comb at an angle, and then I just sweep the comb through the boar hair. Again, don't use a plastic brush for this. Use either the rhino or buffalo horn one or the cedar comb. Never use plastic or metal. It's going to destroy your boar hair. And as you can see, this is going to take any loose hair out. And you do this every day. So you're just going to brush it all the way up. Then you're going to go to the side and brush through the side as well. And again, brush the other side. So you're taking all of that hair strands out of your brush and cleaning it. Now, once a month, what I tend to do, or every couple of weeks, I just usually, if there's any extra hairs, I just pull them out from the hairbrush. Now, your hairbrush, especially with boar hair, will get dusty over time. It'll pick up like little bits of dust like any brush will do. So what you want to do with your boar hair is you want to use, excuse me a minute till I sort my bird out, he's getting rather noisy. So what you want to do is I use a little touch of tea tree oil. Okay, so you put a little bit of tea tree oil through your brush with a little bit of water. And then I use my fingers, or I use my brush, or a comb, should I say. So I use my fingers or a comb, and I'll just go through my brush, and I'll maybe wash it in the water and the cedar oil, and get all the dust out of the brush. Now, you want to let the boar hair dry naturally. It's a bit like our hair. Do not dry with a hairdryer and let your hair dry naturally. It's the same with boar hair. You've got to let it dry naturally. So I would wash my brush with a touch of water and tea tree oil, and then I would dry my brush. I would let my brush sit on a towel or whatever that way. Right? Why? Because you don't want to lie your brush that way. Because lying your brush that way, all the water is going to get into the wood and it's eventually going to rot your wood. You don't want that. You want to keep the life span of your brush. So once you've washed it, you're going to turn the brush upside down, and you're just going to let the water all drain out naturally onto, I usually put like a tea towel or something under it. So all the water sort of runs out into the tea towel. The brush, the boar hair bristles will dry naturally, and then you're good to go. Simple cleaning solution to your brush. And again, because your boar hair brush is gathering oils from your scalp, never let anyone else use your hairbrush, because you don't want to put your oils into their hair and vice versa. If they're using your boar hair brush, your boar hair has already gathered the oils in it to condition and look after your hair, right? Your friends or your family's hair might have different hair oil to yours, so you don't want to be mixing those hair oils. So that's basically how I care for my hair, and I get a lot of questions on how, you know, I'm 57, and I almost had a heart attack when I found out that I was losing my hair. So if you're like me and you've been washing your hair and there's more hair in your plug hole than there is, or more hair on your brush and your plug hole than there is on your head, you're losing hair, right? And if you're losing hair, chances are you haven't got enough collagen or hyaluronic or vitamin C go into the hair follicles. Also, if you use shampoos and conditioners that have got parabens and sulfates in them, the parabens and sulfate act like a glue, and they attach to the hair follicles, and they start to smother the hair follicles, right? It's like putting a pillow onto a hair follicle and smothering the air out of it, taking all that air and goodness out of it, right? And over the years, using such chemicals in our shampoos and conditioners is going to kill the hair follicle. The hair follicle dies, it doesn't grow back. Now, we start noticing that our follicles are starting to die when we first notice our hair is falling out. That's a telltale sign that your hair is unhealthy and it needs help before the follicle completely dies, and then we lose our hair and it doesn't grow back. So when I was brushing my hair or I was washing my hair, and my hair was so dry and frizzy and it broke easy, etc., I knew there was something I had to do. I knew I had to up my collagen. So I invested in Glow for bringing that collagen from the inside out. I chucked out I had about 15, 20 different shampoos and conditioners 2 years ago that I chucked out in the bin. Nobody else wanted them, so they got chucked in the bin because they had sulfates and parabens in them. I used to use Actilab's shampoo and conditioner, and then they changed the ingredients in it and it wasn't the same. So I was on the hunt for another paraben and sulfate free shampoo and conditioner, and I found it on Amazon, and it's called Magiforet. 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 If anyone wants a link, please DM me. I can give you the link for the shampoo and conditioner. You'll also get natural boar hair brushes on Amazon as well, and they're really, really cheap. They're a little bit more expensive than your plastic or your metal brushes, but that's because you're paying for the boar hair, right? And these are going to last you at least 20, 30 years per brush, whereas your plastic brushes don't last that long, if you look after them, that is. I think my one, which is quite a large one, was about £14. And I've had this for 5 years now. 5, 6 years. But probably 6 years because my hair was getting bad at that time. So I probably had this for 6 years and it's still going. I'll probably be needing another one in a couple of years' time, a new one. But £14 for 6 years for a brush, to me, is good value. I don't think there's anything else I can recommend for hair care other than, remember, blow drying your hair is so bad. It dries out those oils, right? If you are putting your natural oils in your hair, why would you want to strip that away by using hair dryers, hot rollers, or straightening irons, right? When you think about straightening irons, they can go up to 300 degrees. That's super hot. That's basically frying and drying out your hair. You don't want that. So what I tend to do is I wash my hair, and I wash it twice. So I put a little bit of shampoo on my hair, and I rub it into my scalp and run it through the tips of my hair. Then I will rinse it. Now, it hasn't got paraben and sulfate, so it doesn't foam the very first time that I wash my hair. There is very little foam because it's taking all the dirt and the grime out of my hair into the shampoo. So there's no room for it to foam. I rinse it off, and then I will do a second shampoo. Now, the second shampoo will have a little bit more lather to it, and it will get rid of any dirt and grease in your hair that the first shampoo may have missed. I would then put my conditioner on. I don't put conditioner right to the roots. I maybe bring my conditioner till about here, and I'll take my conditioner from here right to the tips of my hair. And I will leave my conditioner in for at least 15-20 minutes, or sometimes longer. Sometimes if I have a lazy Sunday, for example, lazy is my day off, and I will leave my conditioner on for about an hour, 2 hours, and then I'll rinse it off, because I'm deep conditioning my hair. And then I rinse it all off. I towel dry my hair. I don't rub it too harshly, I just towel dry it. I will let my hair dry a little bit, because brushing your hair while it's wet When your hair is wet or damp, that's when it's at its weakest and you'll get breakages. I don't have any split ends in my hair at all now. I used to have frazzled straw-like hair. I don't have any split ends. I haven't cut my hair in about 2 years, and the ends of my hair are still just as good. And that's because of this way of caring for my hair. So I would let it dry naturally, then take your comb, get rid of all the tangles, going from the bottom to the top and again at the top. So the bottom right up to the top, so that all your tugs are sliding out your hair from the bottom to the top. Then you would flip your hair forward, do the brushing the hair with your head sort of upside down, and then brush it back and do that 3 times. Do that every single, well, not brush your hair wash your hair every day, but brushing your hair that way every single day, and taking good supplements that have got collagen, vitamin C and hyaluronic in there. You're going to have longer, sleeker, shinier, manageable hair. I won't compromise on my hair. And a lot of people had asked me, what is my secret to my long, shiny hair? That's my secret. And I wanted to come on today just to share that with you. It's been tried and tested with the Victorian ladies many, many years ago. And if you look back in time and you look at photos of Victorian ladies, their hair was long. It was often wavy like this, and some ladies had their hair down to their feet. One last thing to note before I go is if you're tying your hair back, please, please, please do not use elastic bands or those little hair ties that have got like the harsh fabric in it, right? Because it's going to catch your hair and it's going to break your hair. What I tend to use, if I'm using hair ties, I used to call them scrunchies. I don't know what everybody else calls them, but they're little kind of, it's like a band, but it has silk. The band's covered in sort of scrunchy silks. So it slides in your hair and it slides out your hair and it doesn't damage your hair. Do not use any elastic bands or, harsh fabric that is going to catch on your hair. How many times have we, my mother used to do that years ago. If she ran out of a hair tie, she would get a rubber band. And that was fine until she took it out and you could literally feel the hair getting ripped from your head when she was taking this rubber band out of your hair. Or if she was using a harsh hair band that wasn't soft and it would kind of catch on the hair. So I always, if I do, it's very rare now that I tie my hair back, but if I'm doing like a Reiki treatment or whatever, I will tie my hair back, or if I'm cooking, I will tie my hair back. And it's always either tied up with a fabric tie rather than a rubber bandy type tie as well. That is the secrets to how I keep my hair long and strong. It's no rocket science. I've saved myself an absolute fortune on hairstyling mousses and sprays, etc., just by brushing my hair, using the hairbrush, boar hairbrush every single day, using my Maggi for it paraben and sulfate-free shampoos. There are lots of brands out there. I like the Maggi for it because it's a small family-run business, and they take pride in the fact that their shampoo and conditioners are paraben and sulfate free, and they really do care for your hair. How often should you wash your hair using this system? I wash mine once a week, or sometimes twice if I need to, right? Because remember, your natural oils washes your hair in between. Alright? So that means less washing. Less washing means less stripping your hair of that natural oil. So if anyone does have any questions that they'd like to ask about anything that I've discussed in the video, please get in touch. If I can help you have long, strong, wonderful, sleek, shiny, soft hair like mine. My granddaughter loves my hair. She loves touching it. She's like, Gran, I love your hair. It's so soft and shiny. The first thing I bought her was a boar hairbrush, and she loves it. She has kind of like wiry afro hair, and it gets tuggy. Now she can just, her hair is super long now. She came to visit us on Tuesday, and her hair is super, super long, and it's lush, and it's so soft, and that's because she uses a boar hairbrush. I taught her how to use this system of caring for your hair, and she absolutely loves her hair now. She used to hate her hair because it was so rough and tuggy and tangly. Now she loves it. So, apologise for the long video again, but I hope this video has added some value to you. I will add it to my Mystic Witch business page, public page as well, and as always into my Instagram. Not Instagram, YouTube. Jeez. So thank you all for watching and taking the time to join me. And I'm going to pop off and do my card of the day. So till then, lots of love and bright blessings from myself, the Mystic Witch. Take care, everyone. Have a great Thursday night.